In this lecture, we will discuss some examples for autocorrelation and cross correlation. We already discussed the theory in the previous lecture. Now we'll discuss the problems related to that. First question, we'll find the autocorrelation function of the signal given by x of t is equal to a raised to minus at into u of t. Okay, so given function is an energy signal, is an energy signal, is an exponentially decaying signal because if you draw the waveform, it's in t-axis, this is e raised to minus a t into u of t. Means its x is only in the positive side from 0 to infinity, and it's exponentially decaying signal. Okay, this is general behavior of the signal. And from this, we can conclude that the given signal is an energy signal. So we can write the equation for autocorrelation function, that is r of tau, for the given signal, that is either you can put the notation r xx tau because we are using the same signal, or you can simply write r of tau, and which is given by the equation integral minus infinity to infinity x of t into x of t minus tau dt. Okay, it's very important here, the variable is t. Okay, we'll put one more symbol as a conjugate. Second signal will take the shifted and the conjugated version. But here in the case of x of t, in the given question, that is real signal, so there is no importance for this conjugate. Now I can directly substitute the signal. So I can write r of tau becomes integral minus infinity to infinity. X of t is simply e raised to minus at into u of t into the second signal. We don't want to take the conjugate. Simply you can write the shifted version, e raised to minus a. In place of t, you can substitute t minus tau. In place of u of t, you can write u of t minus tau. Simply you can find x of t and x of t minus tau. Now there is two signal, u of t. U of t is equal to 1 for t greater than 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So if you draw the waveform, it will be like this with respect to t. This is u of t, and u of t is equal to 1 for t greater than 0. This is a point 0, and if t greater than 0, the function magnitude is 1. And similarly, you can draw another signal, that is u of t minus tau. U of t minus tau is equal to 1 for t minus tau greater than 0. It's very important here, the variable is t. But when you use the equation convolution, here there the variable is tau. So the equation looks similar, but the variable is different. Here t is dt. The integration is with respect to t, and in the case of convolution, the integration is with respect to tau. Okay. So here we need to write in terms of t. So we'll keep t left side and we'll move this tau to the right side. So it becomes tau. And 0 for t minus tau less than 0, or you can say t less than tau. If you draw the waveform, t, and we need to plot u of t minus tau. So we don't know the value of tau. It can be positive or negative. So assume that in this particular case, tau is positive. Okay. If tau is positive means you can start the integration from this particular point onwards. Not integration. You can draw the waveform from if t is greater than tau, towards right. So this is the function magnitude. From tau to infinity, signal amplitude is 1. Now you can substitute in this particular equation. Now this autocorrelation function becomes, integration becomes from tau to infinity, because the first signal starts from 0 onwards, but the second signal starts from tau, if tau is considered as a positive quantity. So we can write, we can start the integration from tau to infinity. And the first term is e raised to minus at into 1, because u of t is 1 in this particular range. And second signal e raised to minus a into t minus tau into 1 into dt. Okay. If you simplify this, it becomes tau to infinity e raised to minus at into e raised to minus at. If you split that, it becomes e raised to plus a tau. And here the variable is t, so you can take e raised to a tau outside. So remaining, if you substitute tau to infinity e raised to minus 2a t dt. Okay. If you integrate this particular term, you will get e raised to minus 2a t divided by minus 2a, and the limit is from tau to infinity. If you substitute the limit e raised to a tau, and it becomes e raised to minus infinity, here minus 2a, and e raised to minus 2a tau. We know the first quantity is 0, e raised to minus infinity is 0, 0 minus e raised to minus 2a tau. And finally, you will get two terms. So if you simplify that, you will becomes e raised to a tau, 0 minus e raised to minus 2a tau by minus 2a. And if you multiply with e raised to a tau and e raised to minus 2a tau, finally you will get e raised to minus a tau divided by 2a. So this is a autocorrelation function we obtained when you simplify this particular. Uh, we know that the autocorrelation function is an even function. It's an even function, autocorrelation function for a real quantity. So if you plot this particular waveform, so we know that this is with respect to tau, we need to plot, because this is r of tau. And if you plot this r of tau, you can see that this is something similar to this. Okay, a raised to minus a tau by 2a. But we know the property that r of tau, and here we consider only for tau positive, when tau is positive, because already we assumed that tau is positive here. Now we need to consider another case that tau is negative, that you can perform in another way. That is, we know the property, there's a conjugate symmetry in the case of autocorrelation function. So this is a conjugate symmetry relationship. R of tau is equal to R of minus tau conjugate. But here x of t is a real signal. So you can simply write R of tau is equal to R of minus tau. So we can conclude that it's an even function for real if x of t is real. Okay. So you can write R of tau is equal to R of minus tau. If it is an even function, definitely you will get a waveform like this. Okay. If the right side is written like this, e raised to minus a uh, tau by 2a, in the left side you can, or for tau negative you can write e raised to a tau by 2a. Okay. So if you combine these two things, you can write e raised to, it becomes minus a modulus of tau by 2a. Okay. So the final equation will be like this, e raised to minus a modulus of tau by 2a. If you combine these two equations, you can write by using the modulus. Or otherwise, we can write the two equations for a positive side and negative side for tau greater than 0 and tau less than 0. Something like this, e raised to a tau by 2a for tau less than 0, and e raised to minus a tau 2a for tau greater than 0. Instead of writing two separate limit, you can simply write uh, by using the modulus sign. So this is the final equation, or this is the autocorrelation function of the given signal e raised to minus 18 to u of t. So make sure that the final waveform is drawn with respect to tau. Now we'll discuss another question. Here we need to determine the autocorrelation function of x of t is equal to uh, a sine omega 0 t plus theta. Okay. Here we know that the given signal is periodic signal. So we need to use the equation r of tau is equal to 1 by t0 integral minus t0 by 2 to t0 by 2. Okay, x of t into x of t minus tau dt, and the conjugate also. But again, the given signal is a real signal, so there is no importance for this x of t conjugate. So you can write r of tau here. You can substitute in this particular equation t0 is from minus t0 by 2 to uh, t0 by 2 a sine omega 0 t plus theta into a sine, in place of t you can substitute t minus tau plus theta into dt. And if you substitute this omega 0 t plus theta is equal to phi, it becomes omega 0 t plus theta. And if you differentiate this, it becomes d phi is equal to omega 0 plus dt, because we are changing the variable to phi. Now we can write dt is equal to d phi by omega 0. And similarly, if you the variable becomes initially the variable is t, now the variable is phi. So you can write when t is equal to minus t0 by 2, phi becomes, if you substitute minus t0 by 2 here, it becomes minus pi plus theta. And similarly for the next case, when t is equal to we can see that phi is omega 0 t plus theta, and omega 0 means 2 pi f 0 into t. So f0 is 1 by t0, and here t is minus t0 by 2, and if you substitute that you'll get minus pi plus theta. And for t is equal to t0 by 2, you'll get phi is equal to pi plus theta. And now we can find r of tau. Now r of tau becomes a square by t0. Integration is from, now the variable is minus pi to minus pi plus theta to pi plus theta uh, sine phi, sine phi minus omega 0 t. Okay, not omega 0 t, omega 0 tau, and variable is d phi by omega 0. Now if you simplify this, you will get a square by t0 and minus pi plus theta, pi plus theta. And if you expand this, sine phi minus omega 0 t, it becomes sine phi cos omega 0 tau minus cos phi sine omega 0 tau into d phi. And you can again change this, multiply this sine phi, you'll get sine square phi, and the next term it becomes sine phi cos phi. See, by using this particular trigonometric relation, we can simplify the equation. Sine square phi is 1 minus cos 2 phi by 2, and 2 sine phi cos phi, you can write sine 2 phi. And you can substitute these two equations here. And one more thing, I just forgot to put omega 0 here. Here also omega 0 and omega 0. Now we can expand this equation. Now we'll get a square by this t0 into omega 0, and here also 1 by 2. You can take this 2 outside, and t0 into omega 0 is 2 pi by t0. Okay, now you'll get it's simply 4 pi, and the remaining minus pi plus theta, and pi plus theta you can put cos omega 0 t, or I think we can expand this particular term, or we can apply the integration here. Now if you apply the integration, it becomes cos omega 0 tau, and remaining term is 1 d phi here, and the next term, it's simply, so this is a common term, this is a common term, and here if you take the next term, again it's cos omega 0 tau integral minus pi plus theta to pi plus theta, it's cos 2 phi d phi, and the next expression becomes minus pi plus theta to pi plus theta, and again here phi is the variable, so you can take this sine omega 0 tau outside, so remaining is sine 2 pi d phi. Okay, now we can simplify this integration. Now we can see that it's a square by 4 pi, and if you substitute in the first case, it's cos omega 0 tau, and it's phi, it's from minus pi plus theta to pi plus theta. Next term, it's a square by 4 pi cos omega 0 tau into, if you integrate this particular term, and you can substitute the equations. If you observe this integration, it's course we need to integrate over a period, or from minus pi to pi, and so if you take the average value of cosine or sine wave or a complete period, the average value becomes 0. So this integration will get 0, and here also will get 0. So we don't want to perform this equation. So now we can simplify this single term, this a square by 4 pi. It's cos omega 0 tau, and if you substitute this limit, pi plus theta minus pi plus theta, so it becomes minus into minus plus, and here it is minus theta. And if you apply the minus, now you can see that these two terms will be cancelled, and it becomes 2 pi, and finally you can write your r of tau is a square by 2 cos omega 0 tau. Okay, this is the autocorrelation function of cos omega 0. Okay, now we'll discuss uh, another problem. In this case, I just substitute phi is equal to omega 0 t plus theta. It's not compulsory. You can directly approach the problem, but only thing that expression will be lengthy. Okay, instead of substituting phi, you can directly perform this operation with respect to t itself, and at that time the equation will be lengthy. Okay, there will be 2-3 terms. That's all. Without changing the variable also, you can perform this problem. Now we'll discuss another case, which is a discrete time sequence, and it's a cross correlation function. And we can perform this autocorrelation, cross correlation, discrete time and continuous time. Here we will discuss how we can perform uh, the cross correlation function in a discrete time sequence. And for the discrete time sequence, you can write instead of tau some other letters you can use. For example, let be L. Okay, and the equation becomes n is equal to minus infinity to infinity. Uh, if there is two signals x1 and x2, you can write x1 of n, x2 of n minus L. Okay, this is the cross correlation function. If it is autocorrelation, in place of x1 and x2, you can write x itself. Okay, this is the autocorrelation function. And now I can perform this in a graphical way, but I will use another method, that is a matrix method, and to perform this particular problem. So here the signal is given x1 of n is 1 2 1 1, means the signal this will be like this. For 0 the signal amplitude is 1, for 1 it's 2, and 2 and 3 it's again 1 1. Okay. So this is signal x1 of n, and similarly x2 of n and 0 1 2 3 it's 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 1. So this is actually the second signal x2 of n. Now we can use this equation to solve for the cross correlation, but I will introduce another method, which is matrix method. Here you can perform this equation like this. In one side you can write your first signal x1 of n. In the upper side you can write your second signal, that is x2 of n, but not x2 of n. You will write x2 of minus n, or a shifted version of the signal. Okay, so we'll write like this. There is a time reversed version. So instead of writing 1 1 2 1, you will write 1 2 1 1. Okay, that's your x2 of n. So first you can write x1 of n. So it becomes 1 2 1 1, and here you'll write the time reversed version of x2 of n, that is minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 and 0, that is in this particular order. So we'll write here 1 2 1 1. Okay, we'll simply write the time reversed version of the signal 1 2 1 1. And now we will perform the operation like this. We'll multiply this one, and you will write 1 here. 1 into 2, you'll write 2. Here 1 into 1, again here 1. Next 2 into 1, 2 into 2 4, 2 into 1 1, sorry 2 2. Next term 1 2 1 1. We will multiply 1 with 1, 1 into 2, 1 into 1 1. Okay, now we will group like this. This is one expression. Okay, uh, this is another term, and so we got different regions. Now we'll take the first value, that is 1, and the second term is 2 plus 2, that is 4, and next term 1 plus 4 plus 1, that is 6. Next term is 1 2 2 1, so 4 plus 2 again 6. You'll get next term it's 5, next term it's 2, and the last term is 1. Okay, this will be our final answer. So this is the autocorrelation, sorry, cross correlation function for the signal x1 of n and x2 of n. Okay, simply write one signal in the same order and write the second signal in the reverse order. Okay, but in this particular case, both signals look similar. That's why 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 1. But in normally the second signal will be different, so we can simply write the reversed version of the second signal, and you can perform this particular operation. So finally, you will get 1 4 6 6 5 2 1, which is your answer. Okay, here we are using actually the convolution concept. Instead of performing direct convolution, we are performing the convolution of the time reversed version of the second signal. Okay, so here actually we are using one concept, that's R of L, which is simply x1 of L convolution x2 of minus L. Okay, this is actually the operation we performed in this particular case. Okay, so we're actually performing the convolution operation in a different way. The question is actually cross correlation, and this matrix method we can also use for convolution. When you use the convolution, we will directly write the equation. We will not take the uh, time reversed version. Okay, when you perform convolution directly, you write this 1 1 2 1. You can simply find the answer. Uh, when you find the cross correlation or autocorrelation, we need to write the reflected version, okay, of the second signal, that is minus n or minus L. Okay, then you can find the answer. Similarly, you can find the autocorrelation also.